Okay, so I wanted to go through this, which is all of my pen spinning pens. Pretty cool. So I guess we'll start with the RSVPs. Here's a normal RSVP MX right there. And we've got this one, which won the SC theme for the International Pen Modding Committee. And I think this is RSVP NMMT or something like that. It uses friction colors. Now, that one might use a G2 barrel. I actually forgot the name of this now, but yeah, I think this one looks pretty cool. I used to bring this one to school a lot. This is a Nacho Addict, which I just made like 2 days ago. I really like the back plug with the Signo, or no, it's HGG, Signo up here. I think it's just a neat way of doing that. And then we've got, this one's like one of my first ever victories that I made in like 2016. With a neat grip structure here. And then this one's a little bit more of a practical one, I guess. I use this one quite a bit as well. It's got a really neat barrel. I have no idea what it is, but the texture's like really unique. Which I can say the same for this one as well. This one's a Debbie Lynn twin tip marker. And this has like a super unique texture as well. So those are my victories. I guess I have a couple more RSVPs we can go through. This one's a thrown together nonsense one without the grip here, and this tip is plastic and it spins like junk. And this one's a really neat looking one with an any ball grip, and I think it's an HGG, so mostly standard. And then we've got a Signo tipped MX with a super grip, or in this case a G2 grip, reversed. We've got a Stabilo exam grade with stacked Signos and a like a Dr. Grip center of gravity tip on the other end, and it's honestly not terrible. We have a Milky Pop Sunburst MX. We've got a RSVP GX. Oh my gosh, how many of those were off camera? Here, Milky Pop. Stabilo exam grade Funny MX. Here's the GX again, with a sunburst body. And then we have a Signo tipped MX with a HGG in the cap. Way too heavy for what it is. Alright, that should cover those. Here we have my FGS, which I just made. I tried for so long to get a regular DX barrel to like clear. I did acetone, I did sandpaper, I did so many different stupid things, magic eraser, but I ended up just buying a clear barrel. So this is a Agisai, I believe, SC, which is from Penwish, and this one's like the actual craftsmanship and quality on this is kind of top notch. I don't know if Penwish usually gets the recognition anymore, but like the grip cuts on this are like ridiculously clean, and all the grips are matched size wise. So I don't think I could have even made one this nice. So I really like this. Here's one I just made yesterday. This is a kind of crappy Minoa Vic Got Game mod that I decided I would just try. I had a Penwish Ivan mod, which I just did not like at all, and I decided I would turn it into a kind of pseudo Manoa. So I actually really like this. It's so nice. It's so much better than I expected. Here we have a Penwish Dr. CT, which this does have improper size grip cuts. I don't know if you can tell on like the blue and on the red. It's got really small gray rings, gray sailors, but other than that, this uses legit sailors, which is pretty cool, or at least liquid gel or something. Yeah, and I spun this one for way too long. For some reason, this just doesn't have the it factor. Like, it doesn't spin as nice as my others. This right here is a Crayola Super Tip with nonsense. I don't know what these marker things are. Off like a tulip or something that I made a long time ago, and it's not weighted, so it's mostly just an aesthetic mod. It looks not even all that good, so it doesn't really serve any function, but I have it. And here we have a really nice SC that I made. This uses a magic, I think this is a Russian, something like that. It's like a Miffy sub. It's got the double lines right here, Signo tip, and it uses like a random Bic plastic tip that just fits perfectly in the cap. So that, and I broke the RSVP cap in a really funny way. I don't know if you can see it on that, but it like broke along the mold line. I just thought that was neat. Here we have a Name mod with substitute caps, which are similar enough, but not quite. They're a bit thick, but the general styling is mostly the same. But because they're a little thick, it makes the grips stand out a lot more, and it kind of throws off the look of the mod, in my opinion. Here we've got a legit waterfall, all real parts. I believe maybe the caps are subs, but I know the body is legit. I think it uses like a Kamsa cap and everything. And it uses the really squishy, non-clear Dr. Grips, which is okay. I don't really like how they look as much as the clear ones. And this is my old Penwish Buster Waterfall, which uses the more clear grips, which I think look a little bit better. These ones aged a lot, so they're not quite as nice as they used to be. But overall, this mod is, I think, kind of underrated. No one really talks about it, and it's sad. But I think it's still pretty cool. I think maybe a regular waterfall is still better, though. Maybe. It's tough to say, because it really depends on your Parat body. And here we have an uncut Kamsa waterfall. I'm going to have to cut the grips at some point, but the grips are so expensive that I don't want to mess it up, so right now they're just uncut. And we have a Penwish Flying Panda mod, which again I think gets a bad rap. I think it's still a pretty nice mod. Even though I come from the era where these were like super recommended, I still like them. I think they're overhated. And that brings us to the Emboss, I guess, which kind of rounds it out. This was another really, really popular mod, but I don't think this gets any hate because no one really talks about it anymore. And of course, this one's also Penwish. I forget what they called this. They called this like the Rastafarian color scheme, and I thought it was just more different than the other ones, and that's why I got it. And like the logo is held on so well. I know some people say Fabrico logos rub off and they like fade really fast, but I've had this one a long time, and that logo is in like amazing shape. I don't know what it is, but It's like a forever print. Very nice. Yeah, I guess this is one more Penwish after this. This is a Penwish Buster CYL, which I was too scared to spin for like years. And I got this one a little bit later on, so it uses like substitute airfit grips, which on this one you can actually see it uses one real one and one substitute. These are like, I don't know if it's substitute or if they just changed the design on them, but this one's slick and it ages yellow. It feels like really smooth and squishy, and this is like plasticky and like textury. You can see the difference right there. So this one uses two substitutes, I guess. But other than that, once I started spinning it, it's like a broken mod. It's too momentum-y. Not broken, it's too good, I'm trying to say. It's like cheating. Alright, this one's the last Penwish. This one's a Penwish Boncura, because I really like this color scheme, and I figured it's more economic to get it off of Penwish because it's only like $19. Trying to get all the substitute parts, the caps, the body, the tips, and the grips would probably cost just as much. So I'm just going to get it pre-made. So I really like this one. This one's like my most spun pen because it uses an art color twin, not a legit Miffy. It's got fake sailors. I think it uses legit Dr. Grip tips. I don't think there's a real market for knockoffs, so that's good. And then of course art color twin caps. And here we've got my Energel ST, which the caps or tips have sunk into the caps way too much, and it throws off the balance of it. Not enough to like super affect it, but like I didn't nail the fitment when I made it, which is really sad. Still good. Still wicked spinny. Like, highly recommend it, I guess. If you've got like $5, you can make it. It's like so attainable for how well it spins. That's why it's so recommended. And we've got an eBay I Suck Emboss V3. I'd like to make a real one, but I just don't spin this kind of pen. I don't do like a lot of power or like super tech stuff. So I really don't have a need for one. I guess I just got one to get one. To see what it was all about. And it's pretty much a baton. I don't want to trash talk it, but like at this point it's so over the top that it's more like a baton. So yeah, it definitely spins well. That's for sure. And now we've got my two most quote-unquote prized mods. This is a legit 7. All real parts. Made by, I don't know if I should say the name, made by a modder that I got in, I just bought, I guess he was just selling his collection, and I picked up 2 mods. This one's legit 7. It's amazing. And I'm too scared to spin this because they're kind of fragile to drop. You know, I don't want to break the cap. They're not super fragile, but I just saw today that a cap is broken, so here we are. Lastly, this one's a 100% legit Boncura. A real Miffy. I want to say these are real Miffy caps, but the caps might be color twin. Legit Sailor Gels though, and of course legit Dr. Grip tips. And the texture on this body, the weight distribution, and I don't know if the Miffys are just lighter weight, but it feels like the weights are more on the ends compared to like the art color twin where the whole thing feels like a solid piece. This almost feels like hollow with just weights on the end, so the spinability on this is top notch. It could be any number of things. I don't know the difference between like the real sailors and the knockoffs in terms of weight. These could be lighter, these could be heavier. I don't really know. But yeah, that is the end of my pen collection. I hope that you guys enjoyed this, and I guess I will see you. Peace.